Hello students, how are you? How are you? How are you this morning? How are you this morning? How are you doing? I don't remember the end of the song that I created. Hi everybody. I'm trying to adjust this a little bit here, sorry. Okay. Nice to see you all. Our countdown continues. Change the art on the wall. Wall. Yeah, we'll go over there and take a look in a few minutes. Let's do the countdown, and then I have the art piece from yesterday that I'd like to look at with you before we look at today's piece. Okay, and something I think I have wanted to say, and I keep this remembrance on my table nearby, to remember to welcome you as Bryant Hawks, because that is our school mascot, the hawk, and Bryant Hawks are what we call the students and staff and community who are connected to Bryant School. So Bryant Hawks, welcome Bryant Hawks, and as the kindergarten students, you are considered the newest Bryant Hawks. There's a school cheer that goes with that I will teach you very soon, a school cheer that I created and the school is now using for Bryant Hawks. Okay, remembering our countdown. Taking a look, let's count the rings. If yesterday was 8, then you know the number of rings that are left. Can you write that numeral in the air? Yes, agreed. That is the number that this one counts up. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the one we have here. Okay. And our countdown so far from the ones we have finished are 10. Straight line down and around with a grin. That's the way to make a 10. Or 10. Do you remember the rhyme for this one? Loop and the line, that makes 9. Okay. Yesterday was the new one. It starts with a letter. Make an S, but do not wait. Go back up and close the gate. Right. Okay. Now today's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is this one. I'm going to cut that. I left everything on my desk from yesterday, so I'm not missing anything, I think. So I'm going to cut this. Let's see if I can do it in, well, I make it 7 small cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, I did it again. Trying to do that, trying to make it the same number of cuts as the number of days. Countdown number 7. I'm going to click that to my whiteboard here. And the way that the... Did I turn this on? Sorry, I just had to go, did I turn the camera on? I did. Because I already cut this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Grown-ups make mistakes too. Number 7. We write the number 7. It doesn't quite have a rhyme, like, similar words that sound the same. 8, gate, line, 9. But it does describes the way that the printing looks. And so the rhyme that we have for this is walking along the cliff and slide down. I'll do that again so you can see. Walking along the cliff and slide down. Okay? As we've said before, you can make more of them. You can make 7 of them if you wanted to, different colors. I will say one thing that's a little bit different about this numeral. Some people in the world make this kind of 7, and some people make this kind of 7. 7 with a small diagonal line across that. as a way of showing the difference or distinguishing the two, I call this one a US, United States 7, because most people in the United States, our nation, write it this way. Many people around the world write their 7s this way with that extra line. So I call this one the United States 7, and this one called the International 7. And because of where I grew up and who's in my family, these are the 7s that we usually had. But I made the switch as a teacher to make certain I show this one first. But I would like you, as a smart person, is to see those two and not get confused with that one, thinking, what is that? A little bit like an F? No, that's a 7, International 7, or US 7. And you can use whichever one you wish. You can use one on one day and switch it to another day. So you have practice with each one of those. I go back and forth and use both of them, just so your eyes become familiar with knowing both of those. It's going to help you just be a smarter person in the world. US 7, International 7. I'll show you one more time how we do it. Do you know the words already? Could you do it with me? Walking along the cliff and slide down. And I'll revisit all of those numeral printing practices on another day and many days ahead. But since we're doing countdowns now, it made sense to introduce you to them for the first time. Okay? So now we have our countdowns from 10, 9, 8, 7. Oh, I should use another language sometimes, because I know some other languages and numbers and counting. Has anyone practiced or learned numeral names in other languages, like uno, dos, tres, or un, deux, trois, ein, zwei, drei? Europeans sometimes use this. In the US, people usually do this. Just asking. Okay, let's take a look at some art information. I'm going to leave the camera there. Okay, I had to plug it in because the battery's low. I'm just thinking. And I think I'll bring the camera over so I can show yesterday's art piece, and then I'll show you today's. Okay, now when looking at yesterday's, seeing which parts you remember, oh, that glare is still showing. Loyal friends are good friends. And I asked people to look at details. And the part that this message comes from is when you look at the boys, let's count them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 boys. And what one can infer, that means you use your thinking brain. It's not exactly clear here. You have to use your brain to infer a message, which means kind of build the message by the pieces that you see. In the corner is some fishing equipment. But then in the picture, action, main idea part, all the boys are doing yard work. There's a boy using a lawnmower. There's a boy carrying away maybe weeds or grass clippings. This boy is using a hoe to make some cuts in the earth and the soil. And this boy looks like he's either gathering greens or maybe pulling weeds. And what the message inferred here is a boy who lived in this house invited his friends to go fishing, but somewhere along the line he had to finish his home responsibilities or home jobs, or some of you might use the word chores if you have chores at your house. If you have chores at your house, think about those. And so his friends, instead of saying, oh, okay, never mind, we'll just go fishing without you, they put their equipment down and are loyal friends because they are staying with him and they're helping him finish his chores and home responsibilities. And then they all can still go fishing. Loyal friends are good friends. Okay. Now today's art, I'm going to move over here a little bit as my cord allows me, is right here. I'm going to see if I can bring my camera. Okay, whoops, sorry. Okay. Is this piece. This is a piece of art from the country that used to be called Russia. And I'm going to just try to zoom in a little slower there. That language at the top looks like English letters, but it's actually called the Cyrillic alphabet. This is a young man with a picture of an important historical leader in Russia. A wonderful friend of mine gave this poster to me because I like international information and travel, and this friend was from Russia. This poster is about 40, 30, 35 years old, and it's a kind of collector's piece right now. That's the piece of art that was in the background. And I'll tell a little bit more about that tomorrow, and then we'll be looking for a new piece of art in the back. Okay, friends? And then a quick preview of another one coming up. Beep! Okay, bye everybody. See ya. Take care of you and take care of those you love.